Hello to you all, welcome to Railway 187, and let's talk about pizza. I do like pizza, but I don't like pizza cutters on my railway. These are the famous Lima pizza cutters. Well, they're not bad, they're metal, but that's all positive I can say about it. Because compared to modern wheel sets, the difference in flange is enormous. Yeah, these have the enormous flanges and they jump on points. So I decided to change a few wagons today. I could go for these, but I went for these. And I have put them under a few Lima wagons that sat on a shelf for quite some time. I have unboxed these HO wagons quite a few years ago and weathered them with a mix of black, grey and brown colors. So I've taken out the pizza cutters and changed it for these wheel sets, which I bought from Eve Model online. Yeah, they're almost the same as Hornby. I don't see much difference. They're slightly cheaper. So these roll very free now, and they have very small flanges, so they won't jump on points. However, it was not such a straightforward job as I thought, because I had to cut out part of the chassis here to make it wider, to make place for these larger wheel sets, because there's a difference of almost 2 millimeter, yeah, which is quite a lot. But now they do run very well. They sit slightly higher as well, which is nice. These old models are not so detailed probably as more modern models, but I do like them, and with a little bit of weathering they look all right, I think. Right, and now let's take a look who's doing the job of pushing and pulling these wagons. And here we have the new addition to my collection. This is Hornby Old Tooling Terrier. So as you can see, it's with the old mechanism and the old style couplers, which, by the way, I've fitted the same style of couplers to these wagons as well. These had European couplers. They now have the Hornby or Dapol type of couplers, or even that's going back to Mainline, I think. And what did I do? I put a piece of styrene to lower them just in between. You can see part of it is white. Yeah, I should have painted that. And then with a screw and glued in the whole thing so that it sits firmly on the wagon. And now, as you can see, they have good height and they fit to the locomotive, and they couple very close as well. So back to the Terrier. This one was secondhand. It was quite affordable. It should be serviced. I guess good service will improve it, but I didn't find the time for that, so it's a little bit jerky yet. This is not my only Terrier. I have unboxed the Hornby Bodium New Tooling Terrier quite a few years ago. It's a very good runner, and you can see it here on my first layout. There's quite a bit of a difference. As you can see, all the details are chunkier on the older one. It sits quite a bit higher than the new one, and yeah, even if you can compare now, the height of the chassis is different. Yeah, so this one is quite a bit bigger. It's more going to an E1, I guess. Let's see how they run together. So let's first set off the newer Terrier. And now the older Terrier, if it wants to. To have these at more or less the same speed, they draw a little bit different amount of energy. As you can see, the older terrier needs more fuel, more power than the new terrier. Right, so let's bring it to a halt. There's more videos to come, however, to this channel. So if you want to know what's more to come, then subscribe and push the like button. It really helps. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye. And for those who stayed, here's the flashback videos. This is the terrier on my very first Persley layout. And it is pulling a rig of freight wagons. And the first one is the Lima I reworked today. The layout looks a bit empty because the Soviet buildings are removed and I did not have enough UK buildings to fill it completely, so there's empty spaces. I used Trix C-Track at the time and that was quite a challenge for older rolling stock. You can see the brake fan wobble a lot. I sometimes ran my terrier on the Soviet layout as well, because I didn't always want to switch over the buildings to British ones. And as you may know, I don't often do shunting, but this terrier is such a very controllable locomotive that shunting is a pleasure. And here it goes with these old Triang wagons, and I know, without a brake fan, and it's running through Soviet Petrushino. It's passing the old goods station here, a cardboard kit by Boom, and the little village shop. And I used the terrier on my second layout as well. And here we see it bringing freight wagons from Märklin in the Soviet Union to Persley. And the first wagon in the train is a Lima freight wagon again. Passing the old Boom cardboard single box here. Past the office of the oil company and the road crossing, and then finally going to Persley in the UK. And here is my second version of Persley. This is the backside of the layout, and it was sometimes Persley, sometimes Petrushino. Okay, that's enough flashbacks for today. Second time again, thanks for watching. See you next time, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.